everybody, this is Tracy from Tracy's Homestead, and today I'm canning up some meat. I'm doing some pork and some beef. The pork will be barbecue pork, and the beef will be like a Mexican fajita style beef to add to quick meals. So join me and come see what I'm doing. Start by cutting up cubes of pork and putting them into a bowl. We're going to add some spices. We have brown sugar, cinnamon, garlic, chili, cumin, and a few other things. Mix it in well with your hands or a spoon if you're kind of squeamish. I forgot to put the salt in at first, so we'll add that now. Scoop the pork into jars. I'm using quart jars. And pack it in nice and tightly because you're not going to be adding any liquid to this at all. The pork will make its own broth, and since you're using it for pulled pork, you don't really want that much liquid anyway. You can see it has 1-inch headspace. I had more room in my canner, so I decided to do some beef. These are the spices I'm using. Kind of fajita style beef. It's just a bottom round roast, I believe. Mix it in the same way that you do the pork. Load up your jars and stick them in the canner. I know not everybody stacks their jars the way I do, but this is what I could manage. Adding my 3 quarts of water. You can see I had a little bit of trouble getting this on, and I couldn't figure out why because I tested it first. And you'll see why in a moment. Gotta move it around. I had to move that last pint around because the little bottom nut got in the way. It ended up canning just fine this way. Now with one hand, I'm going to try to get it closed. I'll just put it down and finish closing it that way. There. Turn on the burner, just like you would be canning any other meats. And wait. Once it's vented 10 minutes, we can put the little weight on.
What's that?
My baby knows that things are hot. She says hot.
Hot.
We teach all of our kids safety in the kitchen. It's finished processing now for 90 minutes. I take off my weight because it's reached 0 and I can open it up. The house doesn't smell too strongly of my ingredients, so I know not too much is siphoned out. Yep, you washed them. Go ahead and crack it and let it vent a little bit more so that you don't have thermal shock. One of them fell, but it was right as I was opening it, so don't worry, that didn't process sideways. Pulling out the beef first. And it looks absolutely delicious. I cannot wait to stick that into a tortilla or on a salad or literally anything. Eat it straight out of the jar.
What are you doing, baby?
I did pints of these because that's what I could fit in my canner, and I like to have a full load of canner instead of running it at partially filled. So just enjoy while you watch me take the rest of these barbecue porks out of the canner. You can see that they are still boiling. If this is your first time canning and you're watching this, it is normal for them to continue to boil as you bring them out of the canner. You can even see sometimes there's a little bit of leakage of the broth, and that's fine. It should seal anyway, but yeah. Ta-da! Now I cover them up so that they don't cool down too fast. And then after they've had a chance to cool a little bit, I go ahead and pull the towel off so they can start cooling to room temp and pinging and popping. They're still boiling. And that one has less liquid, but that's perfectly fine. Some of them had less meat to begin with. Thank you for joining me in my canning today. I hope you learned something. If you need more information about canning meat, I do have a much longer video about canning chicken, and you can go back and look at that for reference points. This was for somebody who kind of knows how their canner works but needed a fresh idea. So thanks very much for joining me. Come look me up on Instagram at Tracy's Homestead with an EY, and have a great day. Bye.